Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ecom Expo. Welcome to Technology for Marketing 2024. My name is Rowan Smith, here today from X30, the expert half hour in association with Youwe and the delightful purple-shirted people from Pimcore. We're here today to talk about, if my slide transition works, exactly that, leveraging AI, personalisation and automation today for tomorrow's market. I'm sure in this theatre in particular, you've all had lots of AI over the last couple of days. I'm sure we've probably worked out what the two letters stand for by now, but we're going to very specifically talk today about how this works within a product data, a user data, customer data perspective. You don't need to know anything about me. I'm just here to introduce the clever people. So my name is Rowan Smith. I'm the host for the X30 podcast. You can find us on LinkedIn as a webinar, also on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, wherever you take your expert information in from. But the people you are actually here to listen to, slide, please. Is Chris Whitty in the audience anywhere? We can skip through this. I'm delighted to be joined today by Rudi Schubert from Pimcore. Rudi, welcome to the show. Thanks very much for joining us today. For anyone who hasn't been to the stand yet, hasn't met you yet, can you give us a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. I'm Rudolf. I'm from Germany, working for Pimcore now for a bit more than a year. I'm sales executive. We're based in Austria, in Salzburg, beautiful city, by the way. You should visit when you come by. And yeah, I'll be happy to talk about how we can help you together with AI to manage your product data.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Rudi. And also from Youwe, Director of Product Implementation, Henk Mensinga. Thanks very much for joining us. Again, for yourself, who are you and what do you do?
Thanks for having me. I'm responsible for product implementation at Youwe over the whole range of sort of silos that we work in: commerce, data management, product information, and marketing. And we're trying to put that together to create results for our customers. That's basically what we do.
Fantastic. Nice and simple, nice and easy. So, if I can get my nice title slide back up, this is what we're here to talk about. I'm sure everyone who's sitting here today and has been enjoying AI-powered marketing theatre talks all throughout these 2 days has seen a lot of this, but specifically for yourselves, Rudi, if I can come to you first, how have you seen the advent of modern AI and developments in the AI market change how you do business and how your clients do business? What's the latest from your side?
Yeah, I mean, basically, we all know that AI is the big thing and everyone wants to jump on the train. And we, of course, monitored the progress, and we saw, first of all, there were theoretically concepts, and we were monitoring how this can be done in practice, actually. And being a company that is managing data for many, many years, we were not aiming on a quick shot. We were thinking about, okay, how can this actually help us and our clients to manage data? Nothing very, nothing like a fast shot or something like that. We were really thinking about how can we make our lives and our clients' lives better, and especially in the data management field. So we thought about that for quite some time, and now I think we have a big and great solution, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. And it takes some time, of course, and it takes a concept, but we're there now, and that's kind of from the theory to the practice. That is the transition that we saw, especially now. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. And Henk, from an agency side, are you finding that AI is changing the way that your clients do business, how they operate these days within the last year?
It definitely does. I think if you look back all the way to the introduction of ChatGPT, we have a clumsy Flintstone car interface for AI. That's very promising, but nobody really understands how to make it actionable, how to actually use this in daily practice. And we see this changing to technology being incorporated into platforms, into Pimcore, so it becomes easier to use. So it's not a copy-paste from a browser screen, but it's actually incorporated. And also the models that we are currently using are way better than the ones 2 years ago. So text generation is really of high quality, translation high quality. The latest image generation models are really impressive. So we're getting to a stage where it's really actionable and usable on, for your daily life.
I've seen some particular image generation AI output on you guys' stand today with there was a space cow, there was an underwater monkey, there was a lot of, it was kind of funky, but we like it. In terms of that personalization piece then, Henk, if I can come to yourself, personalization as a topic has also been around for quite a while, but it's always been maybe a little bit harder to leverage than it has been to just include in your business targets for a year. So how are you finding AI helping from the personalization standpoint for your clients?
I think personalization always had higher expectations than what we could actually deliver. So we've been talking about personalization for maybe 8 to 10 years, but nobody was able to make that actionable. Because in the end, if you want to personalize, you first need to understand the person you're approaching, so the persona you're approaching, but you also need data, product data, category data. So you need to generate loads of data to actually connect with the persona. And that persona could be in a different language, on a different location, different age group. So there's all kinds of factors that factor into the personalization experience, but nobody was able to really deliver on that and connect with personas. So we're now getting to the stage where we're actually able to create the vast amount of data to really call it personalization. So that is something that is currently happening and wasn't really possible any time before.
Rudi, are you seeing that from the software side as well? Are things getting easier? Is that getting more accessible in the current market?
Definitely. I like to tell about the example of product descriptions or product texts. It's easy to have a machine translation, which is very static. But when AI comes into play, you can have a more decent translation that also takes the context into account. And you can make it longer, shorter, more sophisticated, more sales language, whatever you like. And that is something that is very, very helpful. And you can even play that game a little bit further to have custom texts for certain clients or clients groups. And that is totally new, because so far you would have a person who writes these texts and you would have to assign these texts to certain persons or certain groups. And now you can automate all these things. And that is very exciting, and that's what we see right now. A lot of our clients are working on these concepts and rolling them out already, and that's very exciting to see.
Okay, nice. And when it comes to implementing ideas like this, specifically around personalization, I feel like I know the answer, but how important is data quality? And is that something that you need to have in place to implement AI, or can AI help clean up and get the data quality around zero to help you get started in the first place? 10 questions in one go.
We have to be clear on that, because AI will not manage your data from scratch. You have to have your data in place, and you have to understand the way your data is structured right now. And then AI can help you, but it's crucial to have a concept to structure your data, and especially to know how would you like to have your data. And this is something that our software is helping you with, because it helps you to get the structure, to understand what are the attributes that I want to have in my data, where should it go, where is it coming from, and that is crucial to have it in place before working with AI. And then AI can, because it's also a machine, it's basically software, then AI can understand the structure of your data and can enrich it and enhance it and put more to it. But that is key. Yeah.
Okay. And Henk, from your side, do you often find that that level of data quality is there for your clients? Are they ahead of the game in that space, or
it's absolutely not?
No. Okay.
If you look at the different stands even here that talk about personalization, they talk about customer data and personalizing and segmenting and all that stuff, which are the steps towards hyper-personalization, all the factors that define your experience, but without product data or category data, whatever content, you can't personalize. So just understanding the customer is kind of meaningless if you don't have the content to give to the customer. For instance, if I would be standing outside of a shop, I'm 80 years old, looking at a jeans, and I want to buy that, and I'm looking up on my phone to do a comparison, I want to see an experience that matches where I am. And your phone knows where you are. It knows who you are. So if they factor in all that knowledge into producing the right content, then you're connecting. And by connecting, you're transacting. So
nice.
Still far away, I think.
Yeah. Still a little bit of rubbish in, rubbish out, perhaps.
We need to work on the basics to be able to produce the content. That AI helps in producing the amount of content, but you need to set out the strategy yourself. That's not something that AI will do for you, but it will then help you create the vast amount of content you need to actually really personalize.
Okay. And I'm sure for many of the marketers in the audience today, this is something that is considered relatively regularly, but if we're talking about implementing AI for these topics in particular, how important is the human element within this? Are there particular checks and balances that need to be in place for leveraging AI for automation?
I think you need to look at your business and how you want to connect with your customers, and that will define the content that you would need. And if you're connecting with a very technical audience, then your technical attributes need to be perfect. But if you're talking fashion, you don't need technical attribute, you just need the size, it needs to look great, and you probably want to show images that reflect what that person wants to see. That's what personalization is about, and I think producing that content, if you're a marketer, it's probably your headache currently, and it should work for the coming years to keep up with all the personalization that we see around in the market. We also see that producing that content, if you look at Temu, Shein, they have vast amounts of people doing this, helped by AI, but we can never compete if you're a smaller shop. And smaller could even be the ones that we call big. We don't have the resources to do that, so we need to be smarter about creating content and data.
Okay. And from Pimcore's side, how important is the human user of Pimcore as a platform when it comes to leveraging AI?
It still is. Everyone thinks, yeah, we can produce product texts, for example, automatically, and then everything is fine. But still, maybe you've seen texts that have been generated by AI, and you can still feel that they're not real. This has not been written by a real person. So what we really recommend is, first of all, have someone proofreading it, have a native person proofreading it, definitely. It makes sense, because AI is doing great, but still the human factor is really not to underestimate. And secondly, what we also see is make sure that the data that you are working with and including AI is secure. We have seen people who were uploading sensitive product data into public AIs, and AI is learning, as we all know. It's learning from the data that you provide to it. So make sure that you have a enclosed instance or enclosed account with your AI of choice, and make sure that someone is supervising that. Because otherwise you're really risking to have data publicly available that you would not like to have. Yeah.
Okay. Good insights, thank you very much. If somebody is watching this today and they want to start leveraging AI for personalization with Pimcore, what's job one in your view? What's the low-hanging fruit? Where do they get started?
Well, first of all, as I already mentioned, make sure that you are aware about where is your data located and how is it structured at the moment. We can totally support you in creating that concept, but make sure you know where your data is. And then we have our tool called Copilot inside Pimcore, who is virtually an assistant to support you with all these AI operations that you can imagine. And it's fully customizable, so it can do what you are actually requiring and not the other way around. So you don't have to change the way you're working. It will be customizable to the way you are working right now. And that is key, and that is always what we tell our clients. Our software is aligning to what you're doing right now, and you don't have to do that by yourself.
Okay, good to hear. Make it sound very easy. I'm not sure if that's technically accurate, but and Henk, from your own side, from a strategic perspective around clients you're working with at the moment, where should people be starting? What's job one?
It depends what they want to achieve. That's my boring answer always. First look at what you want to achieve and then set out the strategy. But I think that's really important. And a lot of it starts with product data, whether it be descriptions, attributes, even SEO. That's a whole market, I know, but AI is much better at creating SEO optimized text and meta descriptions and all of that. So that is something you can already set out, and you want to make sure that, again, you personalize that SEO and make sure it fits with your strategy rather than doing a generic, what's the best meta description for this product, because then they will all be the same. So you need to sort of combine AI with your strategy in your business to be able to create success. Otherwise it's going to be just generic, and that's not bringing any success.
Yeah. So finding AI applications that suit what your business wants to do rather than bending the way that your business operates to fit a specific box or a specific solution.
Defining what you want to achieve, and defining what you want to achieve never starts with I want to employ AI, because it's simply a tool, like a programming language. It could do a lot more than a programming language, but it doesn't achieve results. You need to set out a strategy to achieve results.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, everybody. So, thank you for listening. We've rattled through that really nice and quickly. We do have a little bit of time for questions. I don't think I have a roving mic or anything like that, so if anyone does have any questions, put your hand up, jump up and down on your chair, shout very loudly, I suppose is the option. If you would like to speak to Pimcore about anything that we've covered in this talk today, stand E20,
yep.
Stand E20, just over there behind the Amazon ad store, if there is anything you'd like to discuss with them. If you are also interested in wider applications for AI, there's a little link on here. It's X30. It's really nice and easy to find out wherever you get your podcasts, on LinkedIn as well. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today. We hope to enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.